Before we decided how to launch a Tally token, we had to answer a really hard question. Is there actually a token sale mechanism out there that we actually trust? Because for the longest time, the honest answer was no. We looked at every single mechanism on the market, and here's what we kind of came to. They all had serious problems. They weren't edge cases, they were structural problems. Let's start with bonding curves, which is popularized by platforms like Pumped Up Fund. They're simple to understand and they're a playground for exploitation. On top of that, sniper bots, right? They're so commonplace. They race to be the first at launch and they capture the lowest prices before any humans like us can even actually click a button. So by the time you actually show up, the price has already been driven up by automated actors. There's no real price discovery happening, and the price is kind of set by a formula, not by what the market actually thinks the token is worth. Let's move on to Dutch auction, which is, a little better in theory, but honestly, it's worse in practice. You start at a high price that decreases over time, and you have to decide, do you actually want to bid now and probably overpay, or do you want to wait and risk missing out entirely? So it's a really high stakes timing game. Now, batch auctions actually get closer. They collect all bids over a period of time and clear it at a single uniform price. It's fairer than bonding curves, but honestly, it's still vulnerable because all the bids are visible on chain. Again, sophisticated traders can actually watch the demand curve build over the entire batch period and then snipe the final blocks with optimally sized bids. We were a team that were going to launch our own token. We talked a lot in this series about how a token sale is a one-shot event and you don't recover from a failed launch. So we weren't about to subject the Tally token to a mechanism where bots could front run our community, where whales could manipulate the clearing price, or where people who showed up earliest get actually punished for it. We needed something better, and for a while, it didn't exist. So it was really, really frustrating. And then in November 2025, CCA showed up. Uniswap announced continuous clearing auctions, a new protocol built on top of Uniswap v4. And when we saw, we knew immediately this is what we had been looking for. And here's why. CCA essentially runs the auction block by block. So instead of one big batch that clears in a single moment, supply is actually released gradually across multiple blocks, and each block clears at its own uniform price. The highest price at which all tokens in that block can be sold, right? So everyone who fills in a given block pays the same price, and no individual trade moves the price. That alone eliminates the sandwich attack problem that plagues bonding curves. Now, if we think about sniper bots, their impact is really limited because the auction clears continuously by block, right? A late bid only affects the remaining blocks. It can't retroactively change what earlier participants had paid. Each block has its own settlement, and a whale showing up at the end as well doesn't actually move the price on a block that has already been cleared. So here's the part that really sold us, right? CCA actually rewards early participation, which is what honestly all good projects want. When you bid early, your bid is active across all the remaining blocks. In early blocks, demand is typically lower, so clearing prices are actually going to be lower, and your early bid captures allocation at those cheaper prices. A late bidder only gets exposure to the remaining, typically higher priced blocks towards the end, and their average price is worse. So that completely kind of flips the incentive structure because in every other mechanism, the smart play is to wait, watch, and snipe, right? In CCA, the smart play is to show up early with genuine conviction about what you think the token is worth. It transforms the question from when is the optimal time to bid to what the maximum price is I will pay for, which is real price discovery, which is what all tokens should want. When the auction ends, all proceeds are automatically sent to a Uniswap V4 LP at the discovered price, which gives instant liquidity. There isn't manual setup. There are no thin order books on day one, which is great for trading liquidity. From a product standpoint, CCA is now the mechanism we believe that every team should seriously consider. It's MEV resistant. It's sniping resistant. It rewards genuine participation over bots. It produces real price discovery instead of formula driven or manipulative outcomes. And it creates liquidity automatically. We're documenting how we're doing it, 60 days no filter. Watch how we're doing it and tell us what you think. Help us get this right.